Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading. I always remind you again that these readings are generalized, so take what resonates with you, leave what doesn't, because that's going to resonate with someone else who's watching this reading. Always remember again to have a look at your sun sign, your moon sign, and your ascendant sign, because by doing that you get more information about what is currently going on. Okay, so these are the cards that we have. And I just need to pop these cards to one side so I can grab your tarot cards. Okay, so as I'm grabbing your tarot cards, I just want you to be in that energy of asking your inner wisdom, your intuition to be active, awake, and alive in this part of the reading. Why is that important? Because it allows you to gain more information, because your inner wisdom, your inner being knows a lot more. And so as you are listening to this reading, you are going to be activated, you are going to be triggered into receiving more information from your inner being, perfect information that you need to receive. So always be in that energy of really like almost being like in a meditative state, right? This is why I try and really talk really low and slow, so that you can just be in an energy of meditating and then tapping in to your own inner wisdom, because your own inner wisdom knows even more than I do. All right, so let's get started and see what is currently going on. So the first card that you have is the Star Ancestor. And do you remember what I've just told you about tapping in and allowing your inner wisdom and your own voice, your intuition to talk to you as I'm reading these cards for you? Now look at this message. It is saying, follow the voice of your soul. Okay? Because your voice, your soul, all of it, your inner voice really knows a lot. But for some of you, you put your trust in other people, in tarot readings, and that's okay, because these tools that are here, these tarot readers that are here, they're here to help you, but they should be unlocking some important information within you. These are tools, but these are tools for you to use as a stepping stone, not to just solely rely on this. Otherwise, when you're just solely relying on outside information, it almost becomes like a band-aid, right? You've got a broken arm and you just pop a band-aid on it. No, you've got a broken arm, you need to go and sort that broken arm. So equally, this reading is activating and triggering deep within you important information, and that important information might cause you a little pain, might trigger you a little bit, but that's good. Because in that trigger, in that pain, it is leading you to growth. It is leading you to looking at something and seeing it from a different perspective. By seeing it from a different perspective, it gives you more information so that you can go forward and do whatever it is that you need to do for your own benefit. Okay? Because there's a feeling that is here that you feel like you made a mistake. You're kicking yourself. You're speaking really unkindly to yourself about yourself. I am stupid. I am dumb. How did I not see this coming? Why? Why? Because you were ignoring your intuition, your inner knowing, and your inner voice always talks to you and rings the alarm bell. But for some reason, you have overridden that alarm bell, and now you are facing the consequences of whatever happened. But don't kick yourself though, because in that consequence that is here right now, it is teaching you an important lesson, never to repeat the same mistake of not listening to your inner voice, because your inner voice is always trying to protect you. Your inner voice always has a higher perspective on your life and what is going on. And when that alarm bell is ringing, when you are near someone and you have just like goosebumps or vibes, or just something is off, but they appear like such a nice person. They appear to be like whatever, and you're overriding your intuition, and then boom, you get bitten by a snake. You get bitten and hurt by that person because you didn't listen when the alarm bell was ringing. So there is again an alarm bell that is ringing here that is saying, beware of the company that you are keeping. Okay, so for some of you, you are just stepping into the energy of really tapping in to vibes and feelings when you're near someone who is poisonous to your heart, to your soul, to your being, who is a hater, who is undercover, an undercover snake. That poisonous person will always send out vibes. Your intuition, your inner knowing, your inner wisdom picks up on those vibes, and you feel unease. You just feel some type of way when you're around that person. Listen, question yourself, why do I feel like that? And in questioning yourself, you see that you start getting information about why you're feeling like that. And even if that information is just to distance yourself from that person, do it. Never, ever, under any circumstance, override your intuition. It is trying to save your ass. Okay? So you don't want to keep on getting bitten by snakes. You don't want to keep on ending up in shitty situations. You don't want to keep on allowing yourself to be hard on yourself for not learning the lesson. The missing key here is that you are ignoring your own intuition. I could tell you that story in a million different ways, but I feel that you understand what I'm trying to say. So there's a feeling here. We already spoke about this, but there's a feeling here where the divine is stepping in and asking you to protect your mental health. And sometimes this protection is from you yourself, because you're being unkind to yourself. You're being too hard on yourself. You're being unforgiving to yourself. So whatever has happened, do not be so hard on yourself. There was just a situation where now you're looking at that situation and you're learning important lessons, and important lessons because you are not going to repeat the same mistakes of not listening to your inner voice, not listening to your intuition, because you know that it hurts, and you know that you're going to have to go and clean up that shitty mess for not listening to your inner voice. So how can you avoid having to deal with this stinky mess that is here? You do that by listening. This whole reading, this whole extended reading is trying to protect you, not only from situations that are coming up, but also from you yourself, and trying to highlight to you to start listening. Okay? Start listening, because by not listening, you then go and start beating up on yourself. By not listening, you're starting to damage and hurt yourself, your own mental health. So protect your mental health, accept whatever has happened, speak kindly to yourself, understand that this situation is teaching you important lessons and you're not making the same mistakes in the future. And every time you say anything mean to yourself, the divine wants you to know that it is not okay. Under any circumstances, it is never okay to be mean to yourself. Protect your mental health, and even if it's protecting your mental health from yourself, have some boundaries about how you're speaking to yourself, because you are causing yourself unnecessary pain. And not only unnecessary pain, you are causing yourself for situations to repeat themselves over and over again, because when you're beating up on yourself, when you're being unkind to yourself about yourself, you are sending out the information to the universe that, you know what, I didn't learn the lesson, so send me more shitty lessons so that I can learn. And part of this learning is accepting that you made a mistake and saying to yourself, you know what, I was unaware of something. Yes, I am angry at myself for making that mistake, but I understand that I learned some important lessons. I understand that next time when my intuition is speaking, I'm going to honor that voice that is coming up. I'm following the voice of my soul. And so I cannot beat myself up because I learned some important lessons. I'm thankful for the lessons that I learned, okay? And this is a life lesson that is going to carry you through all out your life. Throughout all your life, you're going to remember, I cannot be mean to myself. Every time you start saying something mean, I'm stupid for doing this, stop. And the more you practice that, you'll never allow, as soon as you start, you will just cut that nonsense out, because we need you vibrating at that high level, because at vibrating at that high level, this is when you see your life starting to change in different ways, because you're not traumatizing your soul, you're not traumatizing yourself, and you're not equally traumatizing other people. Because if it is okay for you to speak mean words to yourself and cause yourself trauma, what is stopping you doing it to other people, doing it to your children, doing it to your spouse, doing it to fill in the blanks? This needs to stop, because now we're stepping into the energy, right? About lifting up ourselves and also reaching out our hand and lifting up other people, because we're understanding that it is important to go forward in life, healed, fulfilled, complete, and demanding that life gives us the best. And if we are wanting life to give us the best, then we cannot be mean to ourselves, okay? Because then you are sending mixed signals out to the universe. All right, so the tarot card that you received is the World card, okay? And the World card is all about completion, all right? So you're completing an important cycle. And the World card, even though we're speaking about completing a cycle, this is the last card when we're talking about the major arcana cards in the tarot. And being that is the last card, it is really important because it shows that you have been going through different challenges, going through different seasons in life, and in going through different challenges and seasons in life, you have learned important lessons, and now you are being born afresh, anew on the other side. Okay, so maybe after listening to this reading, you're no longer talking to yourself mean, because you're understanding that by doing that, you're sending out a message to the world, to the universe, that I'm stupid, send me more situations where I can prove to myself how stupid I am. So you're understanding that that is detrimental to not only your mental health, it is detrimental to yourself. So you're coming from the other side now, because now you have important tools to protect yourself. So I really like this card because it is a card that speaks about success, right? But it's more than that. It speaks about success, about the end of an important journey that you've been on. It's about a happy ending after an experience, okay? It's about tranquility, and it's about a complete understanding about a situation. So I am hoping that in this extended reading, you have really received a complete understanding about what is currently going on with you, and you honoring the voice of your soul and starting to use your inner chatter, your inner voice in a way that is uplifting, because you are realizing the importance of why it is important to have an inner voice and an inner chatter that is upbuilding, that is nurturing, that is loving, that is just divine. You honor your own divinity first. And it is important to always remember that. Okay? So, this is the reading that I have for you, Sagittarius. Let us all know in the comment section what you thought, and then I'm going to see you